In today's video, is it normal for women to be vascular?
All by myself.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. Thank you for tuning in for the video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about what it's like to be vascular. Is it healthy? Is it good? Is it something we should strive for? And is it something we can change, okay? The question came from my Instagram direct message. So if you guys have a question that you feel would be good to answer on the YouTubes, well, I would appreciate your input. You can always go to my Instagram account, @Paul send me a direct message, and I might just put it on my YouTube channel. So far, the questions have been fantastic. So this question comes from Amanda. I'll post it up here. The question is basically, is it normal and healthy for females to be vascular? So I want to talk about what vascularity is. Vascularity, for those that aren't familiar, is the veins that you see in people's bodies, right, against the skin. And it's basically a very good sign, in my opinion. Now, I'm a guy, so I look at things a little bit differently. But as someone who coaches a lot of competitors, yes, it is very common. Yes, it is very healthy. And I do think it changes over time. The biggest indicator of are you going to be vascular or not is certainly genetics, okay? I was very predisposed to being vascular, I feel, because even at a young age, I had them all running up and down my arms and legs. Even though I was a very skinny individual, I was just very lean and I could always see them. So yes, that's translated into me being pretty vascular as a competitor. I might have used a thumbnail for this video that included one of me with some veins. Females, I have seen some insane vascularity on as well. Now, that can be a concern if you are in a division such as bikini, because vascularity is looked at something that is associated with more muscle. Is it always the case? Sometimes, I would say more often than not, it is associated with more muscle. Now, what I have noticed about vascularity over my lifetime is that it has changed. It has gotten a lot more intense. I've noticed each time I've dieted down, veins that used to be kind of faint would now become more prominent, and veins that used to be more prominent now become like popping out. So vascularity is something that changes over time as we add lean body mass and as we're able to get leaner. I think the most prominent ones are going to be in our hands, forearms, and then for me, it's also my calves and my shins. That's where they're most prominent. I would say that kind of area has very little body fat. I mean, even when you have a lot of body fat, you don't get a lot of body fat in this area. So the other ones tend to come out as we get leaner in the back, in the shoulders, in the quads. If you are very muscular in the glutes, I've even seen some glute veins and hamstring veins. So yes, it's very normal. It's very healthy. Now, if it's a big concern, there's a few things that you can do on show day to kind of prevent them. Most of the time, what I'm doing with my competitors is making sure that they are filling out going into a show. So the day of the show, they're actually looking fuller and harder, which means their vascular system, the veins, is going to be fuller. Well, how do we do that? Well, we do that through increasing blood volume. Blood volume is a lot to do with hydration. So if you pull water and sodium out of the diet, you'll lose a lot of vascularity because you're losing blood volume. Blood volume is just the thickness of your blood. If you rehydrate, add sodium, it's going to pull more water into the vascular system and you're going to see some veins. If you really want to test this out and you're a little bit lean, before you go to the gym today, go eat 3 or 4 pickles and drink, 60 ounces of water and go in the gym and start training with some high reps. You'll see the veins really full. You'll see them kind of pumping, and that's because the vascular system is now got some more density to it, right? It's pumping more blood through the veins, and therefore you're going to see it. It's also a very good feeling for a bodybuilder. We consider that like a pump. Vascularity is something that is highly coveted for competitors. Now, if it's a concern and you don't want it on competition day, all you have to do is what I just mentioned. The day of the show, Make sure you're not adding in too much water. Make sure you're not adding in too much sodium. You might even end up looking a little bit flatter, but that might be desirable if you have that much muscle that you're that vascular on stage. Again, it comes down to discussing it with your coach, understanding the division you're in. I would never suggest someone doesn't bring their absolute best physique to the stage. Only in rare circumstances will I have someone downplay their muscularity. Very rarely is someone too muscular for a division, right? Even bikini has become a more athletic look, and the higher you get up from the national level to the pro level to the Olympia level, those girls are carrying a lot of muscle, and so I'm finding that it's more and more valuable to have that muscle and look harder on the day of the show. So it just comes down. Hopefully this answers your question, Amanda. Yes, it's healthy. I'd say it's awesome. You know, I think a lot of my clients I get feedback from them that, you know, they get compliments or they get comments based on their vascularity if they're looking kind of full and hard. If you see someone in just a t-shirt and you can't really tell what's going on with their physique, but if you see veins coming out of their forearms, you know that that person's in really good shape. And that's kind of the feedback that I get from my clients, people asking them, you know, what they do. And sometimes for female, that can be unwarranted attention. You know, you can get the comment like, oh, you look like a man. Fuck those people, okay? Train the way you want to train, look the way you want to look, and ignore what anyone else thinks. We don't do this to please other people. We do this to please ourselves. Yes, if you're competing, you got to fit within the guidelines of the division, but that's something that can be changed on a day-by-day basis. You don't need to avoid being vascular. I got this new tank top from Core Nutritionals today, and I don't know, I feel weird in stringers. I haven't worn stringers in years, but I think I'm gonna wear it to the gym today. I'm gonna go train with my friend Jojo, my friend who is competing in a couple weeks. And yeah, I think I'll wear this today. It's looking, it's not too bad. I'm leaning out a little bit so I can afford to wear some stuff as long as it covers the old nips. Hopefully that covers the questions that you have about vascularity, Amanda. And if you guys have questions or comments, I would love for you to hit subscribe, watch all my videos, or at least the ones that are relevant to you. Leave a message or a comment below, and we can talk about topics that you have questions about. As always, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
By myself.